So what do you think about this, all the stories? I mean, you've been here, so you
Well, I've talked to a number of employees, and they all had experiences. As I say, I mean, why should I doubt it?
I honestly think that this place is haunted.
Okay.
I really do. Just because, like, I mean, if you're up at this bar at the end of the night by yourself, I mean, granted you might have like the AC kind of kicking on and making noises, but then there are some times you hear noises that you cannot explain.
We keep hearing about the governor's room. What do you think makes this probably one of the biggest hotspots here?
I'm not sure. I don't know what it is. It's definitely got the creepiest vibe in the building.
Okay. So do you believe in ghosts?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Have
The
you
whole
had any-
idea of working in a place where there might be, things like that around really excites me.
My name is Megan davis-cron. I'm the assistant manager here at Northampton Country Club. Been here for about 2.5 years. And I'm proud to work here. It's a beautiful building, beautiful home, and taking care of it. So, welcome.
Thank you. It's got to have a lot of history here. So do you have just a little brief history on the place?
A little bit.
For us history lovers?
Okay. In 1899, a group formed, and they were the Easton golf players, and they got together and decided that after being on vacation in the Adirondacks where they started playing golf, they wanted to bring it home to Easton. So they got together and they actually were on a private residence, and then they decided they did want to have their own club. So they leased some property in November of 1899 here on the corner of William Penn Highway, and they got things started to build a clubhouse.
Did you know about the stories here at the Northampton Country Club?
Not until I came aboard, and I myself have not seen or been affected by anything. When I tend to hear things in my office, I just turn my radio up a bit, but all the staff do, and I, as they come on board and they get together and do the chores and clean up at the end of the night, they don't want to go anywhere by themselves. And this room itself is one of the rooms that the staff definitely does not want to go in after dark. Just get a close feeling in here and kind of run in and run out, and if they have to be in here at all.
Very good. So we'll be spending a lot of time in here, guys. Okay.
People in this room have seen things fly off shelves and land when they're just walking by or just in here gathering something.
All right. So this is another room where some of the workers just very uncomfortable or try to avoid this, especially at nighttime.
Yeah, don't want to come through by themselves.
Cool.
This room, a lot of joy, a lot of fun. The only thing that really happens in here is the sconces. The light bulbs come unscrewed, so we have little jokes that it's one of the goodness of the club, unscrewing the lights.
Playing little tricks and being playful. So.
Yeah, you can look into that though.
Okay, so is this one of the last hot spots here?
Yeah, I think so, and the bartenders can fill you in more on this one.
Okay.
They, at the end of the night, they don't like to be in here by themselves. I Matt Arnold will tell you some stories about some chairs moving, and the fireplace in here too is on and off during the winter. We'll turn it on, we'll make sure it's going, and then walk through and it'll be off. And also, Lou, he's in charge of our locker rooms. He tells the story that he walked through the room and it was off, and it just came on, and there was nobody else here except for him. So the fireplace has its story to tell.
Very good. Well, I mean, we are incredibly thrilled to be here, and we want to thank you guys. And I mean, it's the story here is covered in the Ghost Stories of Lehigh Valley, and this is the first for the searchers to be able to do such a prestigious place and beautiful place. So thank you so much for allowing us to do this. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Country clubs. When I think of country clubs, I think of Bill Murray chasing around that gopher in Caddyshack. No gophers to chase here, but I'm sure we're going to be chasing something this evening. Northampton Country Club is located in beautiful, historic Easton, Pennsylvania, where it offers its members fine dining, tennis, swimming, golf, and ghosts. That's right. Thanks, Chris. Legend has it that the spirit of Margaret Rebecca Lawall walks these premises. Now, in 1833, Margaret finds herself pregnant out of wedlock. It's 1833. It was shunned upon by the community. To make matters even worse, the man of her dreams, or just the father of her baby, is in love with another woman. Rebecca devises a plan. She goes to the local magistrate, where she convinces him that Charles Getter is the father of her unborn child. Charles Getter is a German immigrant, and he's got two choices. Remember, this is 1833. Choices are simple. He can go to jail, or he can marry Margaret. Being the wise man that he was, he chose the latter. For the next 10 days, Charles Getter brags to family and friends that he's going to rid himself of this problem. A friend once described their marriage as a union commenced in crime, consummated in tears, and delivered in blood. It was a cold February morning when Margaret's body was found several yards away from William Penn Highway. This brutal murder took her life. Her hair was disheveled. Her eyes and tongue were partially protruded. When authorities arrived, they found a distinct thumb mark on the front of her throat and finger marks on the back of her neck. She was strangled to death. Was it this brutal murder that has left its imprint on these grounds? Beneath us are huge deposits of limestone. Limestone conducts a lot of energy. So when workers and patrons alike see the apparition of a woman walking these grounds dressed in black, is it Margaret? Many people here believe it is. Tonight's investigation is simple. We're going to try to separate fact from fiction. Hey Jake, we ready to go? Let's do it. All right, let me give Brian a heads up. Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to, listen, there's three of us here, and we have a lot of energy, and I'm willing to give as much energy as possible from my body for you to use to manifest yourself. So I'm opening myself up, whether it's Margaret, whether it's the dark spirit that is in here. Please make your presence felt.
Well, the one time I borrowed a friend's, we use a friend's EVP, the digital voice recorder, and it was placed down in this room, on the other end of the room, at the end of the table nearest to the bathrooms there, and it was left there for probably about a half an hour. And a few days later, when we went over it, I went to his house, and I took it, we loaded it up, and we listened to it. I'd say I think it was about 16 minutes into it.
Okay.
We definitely heard what was definitely a voice. We couldn't make it out completely right away. We had to, amp it up, get the volume as loud as possible. And we deciphered it to be a male voice, a low guttural male voice saying, "Get off my floor now." And it was followed by like a 2 or 3 second growl.
Wow. We have one night here with you. you come out and like to play with the others and show yourself and do some things here and there, we have one night here. This is your opportunity to show us that you're really here. So please do something for us. Move something. Touch one of us. Tell us that you're here. Talk to us.
Come on, this is supposed to be the creepiest room in the entire building. Are you a former member? Or are you Margaret, but want to be called Rebecca? Rebecca, is it your spirit that walks these grounds?
I think up here was my first one. One of the runners and I were up here, and we looked into the mirror, and we were like, we kind of both looked at each other real quick, and we were like, did you just see that? And it was like an old lady sitting in like one of these chairs.
Really?
And we did a double take, and just it wasn't there. It was kind of
So what were you able to say? I mean, obviously you were able to tell that it was a female and an old lady. What about what she?
white hair.
White hair. Okay.
Black.
Black. Wearing black.
My first experience was, it was a day like today, or like this week where it was super hot and humid out.
Okay.
And so it was after a wedding, and I had to come up here to put some stuff away. And my boss always made me do that at midnight, which was awful. So I was petrified to come up here. So I walked upstairs, and I was walking back down the hallway, and it was real hot and humid. It was before the air up here worked really well. And walking through, all of a sudden I just felt this cold, just like this, just walking through like a cold like ice almost. I felt like,
Okay.
and it was and then like that, it was gone.
Okay.
And I looked back, and I checked the offices. Maybe there was AC, but all the doors were closed. There was no draft or anything, and it was just a weird feeling. And I mean, I bolted out of there after that. I was pretty scared. I was pretty.
The catch you off guard like that.
Yeah, so I ran downstairs like a little girl. But
once again, just like downstairs, my name is Mike. This is Chris. I have in front of me called a K2 meter. It will flash when you walk up to it. I've heard many stories of people being up in this room in particular. Shadow figures of a woman dressed in black. You showed yourself to others. Can you show yourself to us, please? Can you make this green light turn red by walking toward it, touching it? We would just want to know you're here so we can talk, so I can ask you some questions. I heard the business of the country club's not doing so well. I heard there's talks of closing the doors of this place. Less and less people are wanting to come. They don't have the money to spend to come here. I hope it closes. Make yourself known. Make a knocking noise like that. Stop hiding. Say something to us. Don't waste my time. I wouldn't waste your time. Don't waste my time. We're here to help you. Is there a woman named Margaret here? The woman in black, maybe? Are you here? Are you allowed to come out and talk? There's no one here, is there?
Can you tell me the name of the person who you most often watch in this room? Do you know the employees of this country club? They claim to feel that you're watching them. They even claim to have seen you.
Upstairs on the third floor, which is the floor that nobody likes to go on. You know, that's where the governor's room is. I was up there. I like to encourage the managers to shut off all the lights and you know, so I don't have to worry about going up there at all.
I got you.
And there was a time where I had to go up there because I needed something. All the lights were already out, and I was on one end of the hallway. If you've been up there, it's just a big, long hallway, and I was on one end, and I heard a door slam all the way on the other end, and I almost fell down the stairs. I ran down so hard. I don't even remember what I went up there for. I was like, whatever it was, I don't need it that bad.
They'll take care of it tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, that was the first major thing that freaked me out.
Had any weird experiences before?
I did. I had an episode upstairs in the linen room, which is the third floor. And we went to put our linen away and our skirts and hang them up. So there was someone with me at the time.
Okay.
And there was a can up on the shelf, which was like over here. And then there's a filing cabinet over here.
Okay.
So we went to put the clips away in the file cabinet,
Okay.
and the can came flying at us.
I really think that it's a lot of these stories being passed down to new employees, and
But there's so many stories.
I know, but
And
just
these people
think.
like they're not crazy.
I know, but just think like when someone tells you something, and then you're gonna attribute every little thing to it being paranormal. Then
But I think there's enough people here. Yeah, it's definitely. But I think that Jason, the bartender, I think he's definitely open-minded, but he's at the same time, you know, dismisses a lot of things because it's not paranormal.
do you think we're contacting the wrong one? Do you think we should just try to focus on Margaret?
Say, you know what? I'm saying Margaret, but I think it's Rebecca. She went by Rebecca. And I've searched a lot this week and prior to trying to find where her body's at, and I can't find it. She's on. I checked all of the
gravestone markers in 4 different cemeteries. But I think she's in that mass cemetery at the Easton Library.
The one that was dug up?
Yep.
Did you go by Margaret or Rebecca? You need to give us some kind of sign to know that for us to know that you're here.
We're on to the right path.
I don't know, boys. You want to switch it up with them?
Yeah.
You had tuna fish before.
No, I didn't.
Wait, is there tuna too? No, it's.
Yeah, because Ken was something.
I like the
We're
chicken.
leaving the room.
While no one in the room heard this unexplainable growl, both the handheld video camera and Jake's digital audio recorder picked it up. We were able to dismiss the sound being caused by anything in the room or any of us. Is this the same growl that a previous group reported to have captured only a few feet away in the governor's room?
You had tuna fish before.
No, I didn't.
Wait, is there tuna too?
Yeah.
No, it's.
Yeah, because Ken was something.
I like the chicken.
We're leaving the room.
You had tuna fish before.
No, I didn't.
Wait, is there tuna too?
Yeah.
No, it's.
Yeah, because Ken was something.
I like the chicken.
We're leaving the room.
You had tuna fish before.
No, I didn't.
Wait, is there tuna too?
Yeah.
No, it's.
Yeah, because Ken was something.
I like the chicken.
We're leaving the room.
Just the locker room, ladies' locker room. It's like,
We check out. It's
That's-
a nice looking locker room that you guys have. It's,
yeah, Margaret likes to come in and scare me. So I just walk in there now and I just go, okay, Margaret, I'm here. Let's not play any games. Just talk to her now. What are you gonna do?
It empowers yourself when you're able to do
Exactly. But yeah, every so often the phone goes off and
that. And there's no one on the other end. Do you pick up
no,
the phone at all? Or
it's
is
not
just...
like it rings. It just all of a sudden, you know, this not even extended, it's this sound I've never heard, and it's just going off, and I'm like, what the heck? I've been in there alone, have heard ruffling, and you know, I was like, someone in here? Someone in here?
You're more than welcome to touch me. You can flick my ear, you can touch my hair.
Do you want to be alone?
Do you want us to leave you? Be perfectly honest, if you show us that you're here, we'll document it, and then we'll leave you. Brian has a K2 device, which if you walk by it and turn the lights from green to yellow to orange to red, can you do that for us?
It's like there's this very subtle and quiet background, kind of like a sigh or moan that occasionally.
I'm hearing it too.
I don't know if it's just noise or.
I don't know if it's my ears playing tricks on me, but I've been hearing it down here.
Yeah.
There is a lot of noise though.
It's I want to call it a hum, but it's a hum that has like a melody to it. Like, but it's so subtle. It's almost distant. It's like a distant singing or distant humming.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
Probably.
I have like a feeling of like nervousness, like I'm like something big is gonna happen. I'm like really anxious right now for some reason.
I thought I heard a scream before.
I didn't hear anything else.
Can you give us your name? Do you want to be called Rebecca?
Did you just hear Rebecca?
Did you hear Rebecca?
Oh, I did, but I could be making I don't know.
Well, make sure you look out for that when you play that back.
Rebecca!
As Brian asks Jason and Jake if they just heard the word Rebecca come through the spirit box, the device again appears to repeat the strange audio anomaly. Is it the spirit of Rebecca trying to reach out to the group?
We were dining down in the grill room, right by the fireplace, which is where we always dine because I'm always freezing.
Dining with the Hawes.
Right, we were dining with the Hawes, and we were just chatting about some of their personal experiences they've actually had in their own home, and then also then talking more about, Margaret. And I was saying, I've never heard, to that point I had never heard a story about Margaret being present in the grill room. It was always in other rooms, but never in the grill room. And that was the conversation, at which point I felt, and what occurred was that my necklace came undone and it just sort of like dropped off my neck. But the part about it that I think to me was so significant was the sensation that someone was, when someone unclasps your necklace from behind, there's a sensation that goes with that. It's not always like that you feel somebody's hands on you so much as the presence of someone undoing the clasp, and that's exactly what I felt. At which point
Jonathan pulled out his iPhone and snapped the picture immediately. Okay. And in the picture was a bright circular orb over her shoulder, and of course subsequent pictures did not show that. And John knew that a digital camera would pick up.
Mm-hmm. Now, and you were just talking about Margaret?
We're just talking about her. It was,
Actually, I think the statement you made was, I don't think Margaret comes in the grill room.
Right, that's what I said. I don't think she comes in the grill room. I said maybe because it's always so populated, or I said maybe this is just not an area of the building that she frequents. I mean, who knows what it used to be on the property. And I was, so I sort of felt as though she was going, ha ha. Yeah, I do.
As Jason, Jake, and Brian perform a spirit box session in the downstairs bar, the word 3 appears to come through the device. While it's difficult to hear without the aid of headphones, it appears someone, or something, is speaking through the device. Is this a spirit trying to answer Jake's question?
How many spirits are in this place? Kind of sound like that. What? Kind of sound like that. Did you say 3? How many spirits are in this place?
sound like that. What? Kind of sound like that. Did you say 3?
Is that working, Jason?
Yeah, just volumes.
Mike, do you want to?
What? Video?
It's supposed to.
I'm trying to get a character. We have to be like sad and just things just ain't going right, man.
As the night comes to a close, the team assembles in the governor's room. While getting set up, one of the digital voice recorders captures a strange audio anomaly. Is it a spirit asking who is going to be fired?
Jake, we're just not happy with your performance as tech manager. And I am about to let you go.
You letting me go?
You're fired.
That's so sweet. It's not us, it's you.
I hate this group. Start my own. I need my spirit box.
The secrets are gonna go places. Jake, we're just not happy with your performance as tech manager. And I am about to let you go.
You letting me go?
You're fired.
That's so sweet. It's not us, it's you.
I hate this group. Start my own. I need my spirit box.
The secrets are gonna go places.
Chance to say something. Got a lot of energy here.
These people are experiencing things during the day. So maybe, I mean, I've never heard of it.
Sleeping at night?
No, but maybe if things are actually residual, maybe it's residual in
During the
day.
like a temporal place too.
Because they weren't here at night.
Yeah.
Unless when this was a farmhouse.
But, I mean, there still was the night they did the investigation, they got the EVP. I think it doesn't help that it's a big place, and if you're here locking up by yourself, you know, and it's dark, like you're gonna get creeped out, you know?
There's a lot of rooms too.
Yeah.
And the room, like you said, it's a big place, but I mean, like walking down that hallway, every time I walk by a room, I expect to see someone sitting in a chair.
There's something to me about that hallway that
I agree.
every single time you pass by, you do think you see something, and then you stop and you're like, I don't know, something.
But I also think
But there's
it's
something about the
it's a
hallway.
small, it's not a standard size hallway.
It's tiny.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Should we try the spirit box, Brian?
Yeah, I'm not getting anything on this.
Can you give us your name?
Is your name Rebecca?
What was that?
That was weird.
That sounds like a yes.
Yeah, it does sound like yes.
No, look at that.
Is that a girl or a guy?
I heard a deep no or something.
Yeah, I heard that.
Deep something.
Rebecca, are you frightened?
As the team wraps up the night's investigation with a spirit box session in the governor's room, the words yes and no seem to come through the device. Are these audio anomalies further evidence that both Rebecca and another, perhaps darker spirit are roaming the grounds of the Northampton Country Club?
What was that?
That was weird.
That sounds like a yes.
Yeah, it does sound like a yes.
No. Look at that.
Is that a girl or a guy?
I heard a deep no or something.
Yeah, I heard that one.
What was that?
That was weird.
That sounds like a yes.
Yeah, it does sound like a yes.
No. Look at that.
Is that a girl or a guy?
I heard a deep no or
Yeah,
something.
I heard that one.
Hey! So the searchers tried to do something a little bit different this time. To talk about some of the evidence we gathered at the Northampton Country Club, we decided to go for a little golf outing today. And, you know, I've seemed to lost my ball. But while we're here, Northampton Country Club, incredible place. Up to this point, it has to be my favorite investigation. Now, a lot of things contributed to that. It was the treatment we received. Megan DeJesus and her staff at Northampton Country Club treated us like rock stars, and it was incredible. Mr. Ricky, Dr. Joe Lewis, you know, the staff, the members, incredible hospitality that they gave to us. So we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You made this investigation for us, so appreciate that. What did we find? It was an interesting night. Now, you all know that we were testing the legend of Margaret, and that became our goal that evening. Was she still walking these grounds? As many people still believe that she does. I'll tell you what, a lot of things were happening. It just seemed outside of camera reach. We brought in our spirit box, which worked for us on past investigations, and once again gave us some pretty interesting hits on that. So you know, spirit box is something that we're going to continue to use in our investigations. Now, one of the hot spots is the governor's room, and that was definitely a central focus for our investigation that evening. At one point, we gathered the entire team and we sat around the table there. Now, we got this information from Jason, when he told us a few years ago when the club may have been going through tougher times with the economy, is when they held their own investigation. So we decided to sit around, recreate a sort of negative atmosphere to use our spirit box. It is with our spirit box that we caught some very interesting clips and a few EVPs. Now, the linen closet was another one of these hot spots. Jake, Brian, and I found ourselves in the room doing an EVP session. Unbeknownst to us, as we were leaving, we didn't pick this up, but our Zoom did. It picked up what appears to us to be a growl, which helped solidify one of the claims in the governor's room. Very interesting stuff. Now, personal experiences, we were down in the women's locker room, and I saw what was a ball of energy. No one else saw it, and like I said, it's just one of those things. It was off camera. There's nothing you can do. It's just one of those personal experiences which you can, you know, sort of tuck away for later times. Karen and Sarah were sitting at home base, and both experienced something with the elevator. The elevator appeared to be opening. Nothing happened. It sort of freaked them out a little bit, but once again, there was another claim that we've heard here from members and workers as well. Is Northampton Country Club haunted? I guess that's the big question. I can tell you this, we were only there investigating one evening. We had some personal experiences, we had some EVP hits. We cannot say that with 100% certainty that the place is haunted. It has great stories. There's a lot of people who believe it is. What it does need is another investigation, so either by us or another group. Once again, it was an incredible place. We had a lot of fun. Thank you to everyone who was a part of this. And Brian, hey, look, we found our ball. So searchers, this is what we like to do. On to our next.